Farm production increased tremendously during the war, and so did farm income, up 250% from 1939. Big farms got bigger. It was the beginning of the agribusiness. The small family farmer was beginning to be eased out by the big operators just when he was being lionized as a national folk hero called upon to feed the world.
Farmer saved the world. More beans. Farmer saved the world. More milk. More. More rhubarb. More. More spinach. More. More grapefruit. More. More cabbage. More. More grain. More grain for bread. Grain for life. How about me, farmer? Yes, get going.
I gotta eat too.
More food.
Hey, you out there. Quiet, quiet. This is as fast as I can go. I'm short-handed, lacking seed and fertilizer, using old patched-up machinery, and every available acre's under cultivation. Seems to me if I was one of them big fellas in Washington, I'd just set me down and do a bit of thinking. Kind of try to figure out some system to spread the food all over thin so it'll cover more. See what I mean? Because I'm warning you, that's all you're going to get. That's all I can give you. No more. Do you hear me? No more. From now on, it's up to you.
Following the British example, Americans turned their backyards and vacant lots into vegetable gardens and grew some of their own food. The idea caught on, and more than 20 million victory gardens sprang up in all sorts of unlikely places. 4 million acres of small plots. It was a stunning, popular success. Of all the vegetables produced in the United States during the war years, 40% came from these victory gardens. To recruit even more urban farmers, Jimmy Durante and his partner Gary Moore dug up some old vegetable jokes.
I gotta hand it to you, Junior. Those are certainly lovely-looking tomatoes you got there.
Well, they ought to be. I've been taking good care of them. I've been using only the very best fertilizer.
Fertilizer?
Well, certainly. What have you been using?
On my tomatoes, I always put mayonnaise.
It was an odd time for Americans. Most of the things they wanted to buy were not being made anymore, and everything else seemed to be rationed. But Americans went along willingly enough. There was a war on, after all, and everybody thought that all the government regulations and restrictions would end when the war was over. They thought wrong. Before the war, most Americans paid no income tax, but by the fall of '43, almost all Americans were paying some. In most cases, the federal income tax was being withheld from paychecks, and at the time, most Americans agreed that was a sensible way to pay for the war and prevent inflation. Food rationing, gasoline rationing, wage and price controls all ended when the war ended, but not the income tax. It remains a legacy of the war, something that every American must consider when making almost any financial decision.